Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from and who rule well. Peace and salutations to the 144,000 and the 1/3, the large multitude. Unto y'all say shalom. So, today I wanted to get into, this Hurricane Milton. How the Lord is continually sending plague after plague to Babylon the Great. Ultimately, to bring this place down, bit by bit, just like he did ancient Egypt. Because back in ancient Egypt, the Lord didn't send all 10 plagues at once. He sent one after another, ultimately bringing down Egypt, bit by bit, attacking their agriculture, their economy, their cattle, crops, ultimately smiting that firstborn. And, that's what the Lord is doing in these times, by sending all these hurricanes, tornadoes, these earthquakes, these pestilences, because it's a wicked kingdom, and every wicked kingdom is going to be, destroyed. Ultimately, this is the last kingdom, that will rule in wickedness. And after Esau, Edom's kingdom goes down, the kingdom of heaven is going to be established. And I got this article, from CNN, how the hurricane, statistic, how many feet it's supposed to flood, the miles per hour, so we could go into it real quick. The title reads, Hurricane Milton, outer bands reach Florida with time running out to escape. Yeah, so, ultimately, pretty much if you haven't evacuated yet, which they recommended people to evacuate days ago, now it's kind of getting too late to evacuate. And, you're going to be caught in that storm, because ultimately the mayor said, if you don't get out of Tampa now, you're going to die. So it reads right here, what we're covering, where will Milton hit? The strong category 4 storm is forecast to make landfall overnight Wednesday as a slightly weaker major hurricane somewhere on Florida central Gulf Coast, where it could be one of the most destructive storms on record. Yeah, so, you got a smaller hurricane already going in front of it, but you're going to have that big hurricane, that Hurricane Milton come right after. So, that's letting the Lord is sending all these plagues. Even if it is, Esau using his weather machines, the HAARP, is Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi putting in his spirit to send these, these hurricanes, these tornadoes, these hurricanes, these earthquakes. This is the second bit of it. It reads, Milton growing in size. And it reads, a weaker Milton will mean less devastation, particularly with a larger storm. Over the past 24 hours, the tropical storm force winds expanded from 105 miles to 125 miles from its center. This means a disastrous impacts will be felt over a much larger area. Yeah, so, a lot of Florida is going to get judged, not just Tampa, but, all of Florida. There's going to be different, lengths of floods. Some are going to get 15 feet, some are going to get 10 feet of water, some are going to get 5, but ultimately it's all being judged. And it reads right here, the last bit of it, time is running out. The storm's outer bands have already arrived, and tropical storm force winds and heavy rain will come in force by the afternoon. Florida officials said it was the 11th hour to evacuate and urged residents to get out while there was still time Wednesday morning. Yeah, so, time's running out to get out of that hurricane, because ultimately once it hits, You know, it's not going to stop, you know, till it completely, you know, shifts to the other side of Florida. You know, but this hurricane is going to bring a large, you know, range of destruction to Florida, you know, specifically Tampa. You know, that's where it's going to hit first. You know, so I'm going to get this first scripture. This is 2 Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 5, and it reads, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." Yeah, so, you know, ultimately it's Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi sending these plagues, even if it is, you know, through Esau's weather machines, you know, through the HAARP machines. You know, it's all Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, you know, because he's putting it in their spirit to, you know, send these different plagues. You know, so this is the next one. This is Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 6, and it reads, "Thou shalt be visited of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts, with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire." Yeah, so, you know, the Lord is visiting this place, you know, with these different plagues, you know, these hurricanes, earthquakes, tornadoes, you know, these pestilences, these you know, different viruses. You know, ultimately it's all Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, you know, because he's visiting the earth, which he made, you know, with all these different plagues, ultimately to judge, you know, bring judgment upon these wicked people, you know, this wicked kingdom. So I'm going to get this next one. This is Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 28, and it reads, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In time of destruction they pour out their fords, and appease the wrath of him that made them." Yeah, so, you know, all these different plagues, you know, they were created by Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, you know, for vengeance, ultimately to appease, you know, the wrath of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, because, you know, he hates wickedness, and, you know, wickedness must be, you know, destroyed off the planet Earth, and he creates different ways to wipe out that wickedness. You know, this is verse 29. "Fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance." Yeah, so, you know, all these different plagues, you know, these tornadoes, these hurricanes, you know, you had the Hurricane Helene almost about 2 weeks ago. You know, they still haven't recovered, and now you got this other hurricane about to hit right after, you know, plague after plague. This is Nahum chapter 1 and verse 3. "The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord had his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet." Yeah, so, you know, ultimately is Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, you know, because he's furious, you know, at this wicked kingdom, you know, Babylon the Great. You know, ultimately he's destroying it bit by bit by sending these plagues, you know, these hurricanes, these tornadoes, you know, bringing the economy down. But, you know, that ultimate plague is going to be those ICBMs to completely just finish this place off, you know, to put it out of its misery. This is Luke 21 and verse 25. "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring." Yeah, so, you know, there's gonna be all these different signs that are pointing, you know, the end of this wicked kingdom. Ultimately, the ushering the kingdom of heaven. You know, when Yahawah comes back and deliver his elect. You know, you got all these different eclipses. You know, all these, you know, these distress of nations. You know, these different wars going on around the planet. You know, Iran versus Israel, you know, Russia versus Ukraine, you know, Iran bombing Israel, you know, Israel saying that they're going to retaliate. You know, these are all signs of the time of the end. You know, and ultimately people are perplexed. You know, they're being confounded, you know, not knowing why these things are happening. You know, that word perplexed, and it reads to be at a loss with oneself. You know, they're in doubt. You know, they're not going to know what to do or what to do. This is the next one I'm going to get. This is Amos chapter 9 and verse 8. And it reads, Behold, the eyes of the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said the Lord. Yeah, so, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi's eye are upon the eyes of America, or they're on America, Babylon the Great, because he's looking down at how much wickedness is going on. It already surpassed, the wickedness of Sodom and Gomorrah and all these different kingdoms. This is all one kingdom, using all those past attributes of the kingdom there were before, all mixed into one. So that's letting this is a very wicked kingdom that is going to be destroyed, bit by bit, but ultimately by those ICBMs. That thermonuclear fire, when all the different nations shoot their missiles over here to destroy this place. This is the next one. This is Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 7, and it reads, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, do all these things. Yeah, so ultimately is the Lord, visiting this place, wiping out all these different towns, destroying all these different people, because he creates the light and he creates evil. And right now, he's creating all these different plagues to bring judgment upon the wickedness of America, to wipe out all these different towns, cities, ultimately because these people are very proud, so that pride comes before destruction, and ultimately that destruction is here. But that's pretty much it for this lesson. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from, and who rule well. Peace and salutations to the 144,000, the 1/3, the large multitude. Unto you I say shalom.